In this week's programme, we're back on the road with our roving reporter Clive Bowen, who goes to Northampton Gun Club. And also myself, Phil Coley, I'm heading down to the West Country to have a look at a new ground that's just opened up. And first stop for us was Northampton Gun Club. Clive took some time out to talk to Roy Tyler of the club and found out how the day was going.
Welcome again to Clay Shooting TV. I'm here today at Northampton Shooting Ground with Roy Tyler, the assistant manager. Roy, seems to have been a fairly busy morning here on the 100 Sporting today.
It's been steady. We get a few squads through. Because we squad, you'd have to wait on each stand, so it's, it flows quite nicely.
Yes, we followed everyone round today and it seemed to go through very quickly, around 2 hours, I think it was.
We average about 2 hours for a squad of 6.
And there's some good feedback as well from the shooters. Everything hittable, but not everything has been hit.
Well, it's not a skeet shoot, We like our high guns to be low to mid 90s on 100 Sporting. It's we get a lot of feedback and we generally listen to the shooters as much as we can.
Okay, I think at the minute you have a 92 leading. What did you set the course up for this morning, do you tell us?
I think about a 94 should be good, so it'll probably be 93, 94.
Okay, so there's still a chance for that 92 to be beaten.
I think it's out there to be hit, yeah.
Okay, great. Can you start just telling our viewers as well what facilities Northampton has?
We have 4 skeet louts, 6 DTLs, 2 ABTs, and then we do a 13 stand sporting twice a month. But normally we have 8 stand sporting, like 60 birds, every Saturday, Sunday and Thursday afternoons.
So a very comprehensive range of layouts you have here.
Yeah, we try and do a bit of everything. We do sport trap occasionally as well and double rise for a bit of fun.
Okay, and can you tell us a little bit about your upcoming fixture list, because there seems to be quite a busy time ahead of you?
Yeah, from April, beginning of April onwards, we're pretty much non-stop now. We've got the first skeet selection shoot, so that'll be all 4 ranges for 2 days, plus the practice on the Friday. We've got a police shoot for Bedfordshire Police, so we do 200 sportings a month. We've also got quite a few East Midlands shoots this year, the championships for the skeet, the all-round and such. And then we have inter-counties events at the end of the year. So we've got the National Inter-County Skeet this year, which would be a good 2-day event. And we've got the East Midlands Inter-Counties DTL as well.
So you're going to be fairly busy for the next couple of months then?
Yeah, we don't like to take any time off in the summertime.
And I suppose today the sun is just on to try and break through. It's a bit lighter than it was first thing this morning. The wind has died down slightly. So all in all, a good day for you?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, as sporting shooters know, it's best not to have too much sunshine. We'd all like to shoot in the sun, but we would like it not to be looking into the sun.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much, Roy, and good luck for the next few months.
Thank you very much.
And when Clive was there, he was really lucky that Elaine Stewart from Longthorn Gun Makers were actually at Northampton. They were just going to have a little look round because they're opening a new factory. So Clive wanted to find out a little bit more.
So this is Clay Shooting TV. We're at Northampton Shooting Ground, and lucky enough this morning bumped into Elaine Stewart from Longthorn Gun Makers. Can I ask you why you're so far from your normal haunts up north?
Well, actually we just bought a factory in Northampton and we popped along to measure up a little bit for the new flooring, and we thought we'll pop into the local shooting ground while we're here and just introduce ourselves and have a look at it, because we're going to need a shooting ground for testing our guns.
Well, that's good news for Northamptonshire as well, and for the local shooters. And you've had a successful year so far. You've just come back from Iowa.
Yes, we have actually, and it was very, very good for us. A lot of publicity, and the product was very well received.
Good. You were also at the British Shooting Show earlier on this year, and that's where you actually launched the new 16 bore, I believe. If you can tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. 16 bore, lovely little gun, very lightweight. Lack of recoil like our other guns, and again that was very well received. Really pleased with it. We've got some very good reviews of that gun.
Well, it's great to see you down here in Northamptonshire, and thanks for talking to Clay Shooting TV.
Pleasure, thank you very much.
Well, finally in the programme, I took a trip down to the West Country and I went down to Somerset. And I went down to chat to the man we actually normally see behind the camera lens. I went down to see Don Brunt. And Don has just opened up a small ground in Somerset. And I went down to have a little chat with him, have a look round the ground, and also ask him a little bit more about the state of play in the West Country.
Well, Don, we're here. It's quite sunny now, but I understand earlier on today it was pouring with rain on your first day of this new ground and this sort of new venture you're doing. What sort of motivated you to do this?
Well, I've been wanting to have a ground for several years, and various opportunities have sort of nearly come off. and I've been approached with the offer of opening up here, and having looked at the ground, I think it's fantastic. It's got a lot of potential. You can throw some good targets here, so I jumped at the chance. And as with all ground owners, it's a lot of work and long hours, but the reward's there, and it's great to see people come round. And it's been our first day, but we've had some people come down and they've really enjoyed it. So that's what I'm really wanting to do with it.
And I know I followed 3 guys around who seem to be thoroughly enjoying it, enjoying the targets as well. But there's some great terrain here, though, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean the options for target setting here are fantastic, and we can go further into the wood at the bottom of the ground, which opens up another completely different set of targets that we can throw. The sky's the limit, really. We could put on 12 or 15 stands if we wanted to.
And with that in mind, I mean, normally, your day job as a journalist, obviously in the shooting press, and the other part of the time you're behind the gun, pulling the trigger. How different is this for you now, setting targets and knowing people may be not necessarily critical, but they'll have a voice on what you're setting?
Yeah, I am mindful of that. However, what I'm trying to do here is I'm aiming squarely at sort of grassroots shooters. So I'm not aiming at top registered shots. I'm looking at the guys who come out on the weekend and they want to go home happy having broken some targets. That's not to say that they're all dustbin lids in the air, but there's nothing here that's ridiculous range, or I haven't wound the springs right up, let's put it that way.
And we find ourselves here, and you're situated fairly sort of equidistant between Street and Yeovil, so we're down here in the sort of southwest really. But the southwest has seen some of the grounds go. I mean, obviously we've seen southern counties go under a lot of publicity as well. There's still demand for shooting, but there is a problem though down in the southwest of the number of grounds though, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. And when you look back at how we were sort of 3 or 4 years ago with Wiley Valley, that was a massive ground, really big following of people who would travel a long way to shoot there. And then we've had other issues with southern counties, and I think for the guys that want to go out and shoot just for fun, we're running out of options, and that's part of the reason we've opened this up. However, we still have a problem from the other disciplines. As far as Olympic disciplines and the trap disciplines, there's not really a great deal here for people, and it would be good if someone could step up and actually sort that out for us.
But that aside, let's focus back on your ground that you've got here. As you said, it's very much for grassroots shooters. When are you going to be open?
We're going to be open throughout the year up until the end of July, because of the ground. Unfortunately, because it's so good, there's a game shoot run on it. But we're going to be running mostly Fridays and Saturdays, alternating as each month goes on. So I would advise people to have a look at our Facebook page, where we'll keep everyone updated as to when we are going to be open.
And also in terms of that, I know there's going to be, I understand Avalon are having an open day here as well?
Yeah, no, the Avalon Open Weekend will be here, and we're looking forward to that. That's pretty exciting stuff. Obviously we're going to have some big manufacturers here as well, and hopefully a lot of people will come along and enjoy the scenery, and hopefully some great targets.